Freud's Psychosexual Stages of Development by Penelope Hoffman. Introduction. Sigmund Freud. He was born in 1856. He died in 1939. He was the founder of psychoanalysis. He studied medicine at the University of Vienna. He was appointed professor of neuropathology at the University of Vienna from 1902 to 1938. He was considered one of the most important and controversial figures of the 20th century. He was an Austrian neurologist. What is psychoanalysis, you ask? It's a branch of psychology that focuses on treating mental disorders by recognizing the relationship between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. The conscious mind and unconscious mind is comprised of ego, superego, and ID. Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stages. Freud believed our most basic drive is the sex drive. He outlined 5 stages in child and adolescent development, which he called the psychosexual stages. At each of these stages, sexual energy is invested in a different part of the body, and gratification of the urges associated with those areas of the body is particularly pleasurable. He labeled these stages as the oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stages. These are the 5 stages of the psychosexual stages. He believed that the way in which gratification of urges is handled during each of these stages determines the nature of an adult's personality and character. The 5 psychosexual stages. Stage 1 is oral. The age is 0 to 18 months. The erogenous zone activities associated with this stage is mouth, sucking, biting, and chewing. The second stage is the anal stage. The age is 18 to 36 months. The activities in erogenous zone is the anus, bowel, and bladder control. The third stage is the phallic stage, which is 3 to 6 years. The erogenous zone and activities attributed to this is the genitals, masturbation. The fourth stage is the latency stage, which is 6 years to puberty. The erogenous zone activities is the repression of sexual feelings. The last stage, the 5th stage, is the genital stage, which is puberty, and it continues. The erogenous zone and activities is maturation of sexual orientation. My character is Tommy. He is 19 months of age, and he is male. The development stage Tommy is currently in is the anal stage. This stage ranges from 1 to 3 years of age. What Tommy is going through, according to Freud. His erogenous zone of the anus. During this stage, Tommy controlling his bladder and bowel movements is the primary focus of the libido. Libido is focused on controlling waste and expelling waste. Toilet training is Tommy's major conflict because he has to learn how to control his bodily needs. As Tommy develops his control, He will have a sense of accomplishment and independence. Tommy's focus of pleasure in this stage is eliminating and retaining feces. The success of Tommy at this stage is dependent on how his parents approach toilet training. Parents' impact during toilet training. The parent's role during this phase. Freud believed that success at this stage was dependent on how parents approached toilet training. If they utilize praise and rewards when Tommy uses the toilet, it will give him encouragement and make Tommy feel capable and productive. If his parents do not provide support and encouragement that he needs during this stage, such as punishing him or shaming him for accidents, it will result in negative outcomes. If the parents are too strict or started toilet training too early, Tommy will develop an anal retentive personality. Anal retentive personality means the individual is obsessive, rigid, and stringent. It is possible that from the anal stage, Tommy could also develop an anal expulsive personality, where the person may become messy and disorganized. Their ego has developed by being fully aware that this type of conflict tends to come to a head in potty training, in which adults impose restrictions on when and where the child can defecate. Freud believed that parents should promote the use of toilet training with praise and rewards. Use of positive reinforcement after using the toilet at the appropriate times encourages positive outcomes. The nature of this first conflict with authority can determine the child's future relationship with all forms of authority. According the Freud parents need to be very careful in how they react to their children during the sensitive stage. During the stage, children test their parents, the authority figures, on how much power they really have as opposed to how much room the child has to make his or her own decisions. Tommy's milestones. Language. His favorite word might be no. Cognitive. He becomes fully aware that they are a person in their own right. He develops personal autonomy. Social. He comes in contact with the rules of society as he realizes his wishes can bring them into conflict with the demands of the outside world. Emotional. Derives great pleasure from defecating. Develops control of bodily needs, leads to a sense of accomplishment and independence. Physical. Learns to control and expel waste manifested through toilet training, which is the exercise of anal muscles that reduces tension and stimulating of anal region that produces pleasure. Visual representation of the anal stage. The anal stage. Through toilet training, the child comes in contact with rules of society. His mother is having a positive impact on teaching him toilet training. Therefore, he's able to sit by himself and use the toilet. And these are my sources that I use for my presentation.